Acting Chief Justice Ian Chang has ruled that the constitutional right that resides with Home Affairs Minister Clement Rohee to address the National Assembly extend to the presentation of any motion or bills in the House. This, he said, is expressly guaranteed by the Constitution as a right to an elected member. The Chief Justice in his ruling outlined that the motion which was filed by the Leader of the Opposition, David Granger, to prevent the Minister from addressing the National Assembly was misconceived and unconstitutional. This ruling has found favor with the Attorney General Anand Nandlal, who represented Minister Rohee.
Recall when the Leader of the Opposition presented this motion to the Parliament to gag Minister Rohee from speaking, he declared to the press that it is the mother of all motions. Well, the court has now pronounced finally and definitively that mother of all motions is unconstitutional, unlawful, and misconceived legally.
Mr. Nandlal also pointed to one aspect of the Chief Justice ruling which refers to what applies in England in relation to ministerial responsibility and the call for resignations when a no-confidence motion on a minister is passed.
That convention has no place in Guyana political architecture, and therefore the motion which was passed to repose that no-confidence motion in the minister and the consequent sanctions which follow, that is the imposition of that prohibition which prevents the minister from speaking, is wholly wrong, unconstitutional, and outside the power of the National Assembly.
The Chief Justice also drew the distinction between the role of Parliament to regulate its own procedures and the role of the court in relation to Parliament. He said that while the role of Parliament is to regulate its business and determine matters arising from such business, that does not oust the court's supervisory jurisdiction to review all that transpires in the National Assembly to ensure that the House does not exceed its constitutional powers, trample on the rights of its members, or act contrary to the Constitution. In this regard, Minister Nandlal reiterated that the Supreme Court remains the only tribunal that is imbued with such a jurisdiction. He reminded that when the court makes a ruling on matters regarding the National Assembly, it is final and binding. The Attorney General said he hopes that the ruling puts this issue to rest and brings closure to those who have criticized the government for bringing such matters to court. He added that government will continue to resort to court for redress if it feels the National Assembly has exceeded its powers and violates the Constitution. Speaker of the National Assembly Raphael Trotman recently made a similar ruling, stating that the motion to gag Minister Rohee in the House was unconstitutional. Trotman, in his 19-page ruling, said the correct course of action would be to allow Minister Rohee to participate fully and unhindered in the business of the House. The combined opposition had moved a no-confidence motion against Minister Rohee September last. Kurt Campbell, NCN News.